Well, it can happen in the church. It can happen in the church. And you know what grieves my heart? It grieves my heart that we live in a time where it's far too easy. It's far too easy to walk away than it is to talk it out. And so someone gets upset in the church. Someone is hurt by a word spoken. Someone is offended by a deed done or left undone or whatever the case might be. And they get hurt and they get offended, and the easiest thing is to just hop in their cars and drive to the other side of the town and go to another church where everything appears fine. Young people do this all the time. Young people always do this. They grow up in a church. They're struggling in their faith, especially in their teens. They see a lot of hypocrisy in the people in the church. And I'm not excusing rampant hypocrisy, by the way. But you're always going to see a measure of hypocrisy wherever you are. You're always going to see a measure of it. And they can't live in that environment. They can't. So what do? They go to another church where they don't know the 20 years, 30 years of history of those people in that church, where inevitably in that period of time you're going to hear things and see things and experience things that just remind you you're on earth as a child of God with other people that are still imperfect. You get this whole history, over time, you're going to know things. But instead of talking about it, instead of saying, brother, we need to talk, the easiest thing is to walk away. And what is missing is this real covenant commitment to stick together no matter what. That we are in this. That we're in union with Christ. What is the point of trying to ignore you here when I can't ignore you in eternity? We are here doing life now in this world, facing the struggles, the battles together. And it may be easier to walk away, but that is not the will of God. It has to be worked out. It has to be talked out. This is how a community grows and becomes really strong. Not with every little disagreement, one walks away. Everyone in a marriage knows this. Does not the marriage grow stronger when you work out the difficulties, when you talk it out, when you communicate, and you learn and you understand and you live together according to knowledge, and it just grows in strength, and you become more committed to one another. And this is the way it should be in the body of Christ. Now again, for centuries, you had no choice because you didn't have a car, and your horse, if you had one, would only take you so far. And so you had whatever church that you could get to, which was probably not that far away, and you were going to be born there and you were going to die there. And so if something happened, you had to work it out. Not just hop in your car and in 15 minutes you can be at the other side in a completely different area with different people, trying to ignore the problems. No, this is not how it's meant to be done, beloved. I wish that we had a mentality where we thought to myself, he can do anything. She can say anything. I'm going nowhere. I'm going nowhere. We are absolutely committed to one another. Is that not what we want in marriage? That's what you want in the body of Christ as well. Absolute commitment. I am going nowhere. And if we're both that way, if both parties say, I'm going nowhere, then we have to work it out. And we'll be the better for it. To be fiercely loyal